What's going on, YouTube? I'm Scotch.
I'm Sniff.
And we're ScotchNSniff.
And today we're going to be talking about Scotches for your bourbon-loving friends. That's right.
Converts.
There's got to be a way to segue people from caramel, vanilla, brown, over to tasty, overflowing with flavors,
From
fantastic,
Scotland,
delicious,
wearing
honey,
kilts,
sugary flavors to whatever. Just amazing
plaid,
things. But you can't just jump people.
Nessie.
You can't just jump people into the Loch Ness Monster
You gotta go slow.
from bourbon.
Play the slow game.
You have to introduce them slowly.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the hottest thing that we can bring to the table. It's the Aberlour Abunadh.
Coming in at cask strength deliciousness.
The Abunadh, which comes in different batches. This is an older batch, batch 46 at 60%. I know a ton of the bourbon drinkers out there are like, I want as much alcohol as I can get in my body.
Burn my face out.
Exactly, which is a little ridiculous sometimes.
America.
Because, well, bad, I mean, we'll all be for America. But the 60% alcohol content in this, you just gotta think, like, sometimes is it actually about the flavors, or are you just saying you want really high alcohol because who wants to drink Stag Junior and have the face melted off?
Definitely.
So the Abunadh at 60% actually tastes amazing. It has great flavors. You don't need to add water to it. It brings the heat without being crazy. The spices, it's super sherried. It's, I mean, you love the mouthfeel. A lot of people like that in that because it's like, it's almost like Booker's Dry, like that kind of very like oily mouthfeel that you definitely can tell there's like heavy substance there.
But Booker's Rye doesn't handle that heat like Aberlour does.
No.
And like a couple other distilleries can really take like really high percentages of alcohol, 60%. 60%, you would think as soon as it touches your tongue, your taste buds just like suck in, like you're jumping into a pool full of ice. But it's not like that at all. It just carries all those spicy, sweet, rich flavors and envelops your tongue. It's a winner.
Envelops.
Chicken dinner.
Moving on to option B, or bottle number 2, I don't know why I said that, is the Macallan 12-year double cask. So we wouldn't recommend the regular Macallan 12-year to people because it's going to be done in European sherry oak, and it has like a very distinct Macallan flavor. And if you already love sherry, then it's easy to do. But if you are not sure if you like sherry or not, and you still like drinking caramel brown vanilla, then the Macallan 12 is perfect for you.
Great segue. It's got nice spice from being aged in 2 different oaks that I guess have been finished with sherry.
Yep.
And so there's not a crazy amount of sherry, but it still has that Macallan flavor that's just like, oh, okay, that's really nice. And I just tasted this recently, and it reminded me a lot of the Balvenie 12-year Doublewood, which
is weird because that's where we're going next. Except one of us forgot to bring the bottle for the Balvenie 12-year Doublewood, so we're
this guy
showing the Balvenie 17-year Doublewood, which actually tastes like not like the 12-year at all. This is not how you introduce your friends to Scotch who love bourbon.
This is how you introduce people, and then you get friends. You say, hey, try this. You want to be my best friend?
That's pretty much what happens with the Balvenie 17, but since we're not talking about that right now, the Balvenie 12 is a lot like the Mac 12, where you have just honeyed notes. Like there's no way to express how much honey you're going to be tasting, and because of that, it really softens all the edges of any kind of alcoholic content that you have in it, which really makes it just an enjoyable drink.
Definitely. And it is easy drinking, and if you like something that's kind of like an easy sipper, like Elmer T. Lee in the bourbon range, or a Maker's Mark in the bourbon range, the Balvenie 12-year Doublewood really has those spices, and it's really got that nice oak, but still in a soft kind of demeanor to where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I like this.
It's not overwhelming. Next up, from the greatest distillery in the world, in case you ever doubted it, for people who love Japanese whiskey, I know you're doubting it right now, but Glenfiddich, the 14, the bourbon cask, I think it's actually called Bourbon Cask Reserve, Bourbon Barrel Reserve. It's awesome. To me, it's second in line to their other Bourbon Cask Reserve, which is the 19-year, but the 14 is pretty freaking fantastic if you like bourbon and you want to try some Scotch. And that's exactly what you're getting in the bottle. You're getting all of those bourbon flavors that you normally get on top of the distillate flavors that you get from Glenfiddich. So you're getting the apple, the fruit, the amazing things that you get from Glenfiddich on top of your caramel, your toffee, your brown. It's there too.
Yeah, I like the Glenfiddich. It's good. I'm not a huge raving fan like Sniff is, but that's okay. But I definitely do enjoy the spice. I like that they put it in bourbon barrels. I thought it was really creative and a good use of ex-bourbon barrels.
And the last one we have here isn't a Scotch at all. It's a Japanese whiskey. It's one that we've talked about before. This might be like the 5th video today that we're doing about this one.
Honestly.
But it actually is pretty great because you're getting all the awesome bourbon flavors inside of a bottle of whiskey from somewhere completely different.
And if you're really trying to pull your bourbony friends away from bourbon, all they drink is bourbon brown vanilla, then this is a great way to do it and kind of trick them and be like, hey, I got this new bourbon. And then they're just like, oh, and the back of their head is like, mind blown.
But that's what would happen though. It's like if you blind taste tested any of your bourbon drinking friends and put this in front of them, they'd be like, wow, this tastes like a bourbon with amazing sets of other flavors and layers that I've never even imagined bourbon can have.
Yeah.
And that's when you take the bottle out, hit them over the head with it, and let them realize I should have been drinking Scotch the whole time.
Duh.
Or you can tell us your thoughts on these bottles.
Yeah.
And what you think. What is the bottle that you used either to get introduced to the Scotch world from bourbon, or that you introduced your bourbon-loving friends to Scotch with?
Or have you still been stuck on bourbon? If you have, go out, try these at your local bar or pick them up from your local retailer, store, small shop, whatever. Give it a chance. Give it a try. Comment down below. Give it a chance. Give it a try.
They're gonna literally fall in love with this stuff.
I should make a song. Give it a chance. Here we go. Somebody,
I don't know.
Give it a chance.
Give it a chance.